I'm ready. Oh, I will record you just for like a little.
Okay.
And a picture. Hold on, let me get a picture right quick.
I'm silly.
Look, we are. I heard it tells the actor, hey, be mature. Act your age. Like, what does that mean?
Like, be in here. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. Go.
Okay. I'm going to hit the record button.
Okay, I'm going to remember what to say.
You're listening to the JC Chronicles. Yeah. Sisterhood is all we need. Let's talk about it on the JC. The Chronicles are what we all believe. It's JC. It's JC.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the JC Chronicles. I am the J.
And I'm the C.
We're your sisters next door, living our best lives.
And sharing our journey with you through our life's experiences. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about our experience with happy hour, black business. As you all know, if you've been following us and listening to our episodes, we highlight black businesses in the community so that as a community, as a people, like, we know where we can go to find our people, whether it be doctors.
She know where we can go to find our people, because she been at every happy hour. I'm like, why have I not been at any other happy hours?
Because you be at work. You know, y'all know we work too. We have real jobs. We do this.
The jobs interfere with our lives.
The jobs interfere with our lives. But, okay, so I got a notice about a happy hour, black business. And I was like, oh, my God, sister, look what's happening. We got to go. And, of course, she ended up having to work. So I went and represented, And so the host was none other than the beautiful radio show host, Dede McGuire of K104, y'all.
And she texted me, oh, my gosh, Dede's here. Sister. And I never did respond. She said, why are you not responding? I'm like, girl, I'm working. In all caps. And she's like, why are you yelling at me? Because I'm yelling at you because you're yelling at me. I'm working.
I was not yelling. I was just excited. When you meet somebody that you've been crushing on for a long time and you finally meet them. So anyway, y'all, I'm so excited again. I ain't never met her before. But anyway, we have her in the studio with us today. Welcome, Queen of Radio, Miss Dede McGuire.
Hey, hello.
I'm scared to push the button.
You guys are so great. I just love it. I feel like we've all known each other forever.
Look, because we know everybody around you. Like I was telling you, I'm like, we've been trying to get to you. Like, why ain't we met her yet?
It wasn't time. I was like, don't worry about it. She'll come.
Right. And you know what? And look, I'm here. And look, people don't know. We just been sitting here talking before the start of the podcast. Just talking.
Right.
We just,
Right.
I'm sorry if I talk a lot. It's what I do for a living.
I know. No, we love it. I love your voice.
You're so kind.
And I have a funny story, too. Okay, so the movie, The Best Man. I've seen that movie a million times. When did it come out? 1990 something?
He was in the movie.
Hold on. Right. So listen. So this was during COVID, right? My husband and I, we were just laying in bed watching the movies, right? And then so The Best Man, watching it, like I said, one of my all-time classic favorite black movies, right? And then I'm listening and this radio person is talking and I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm telling my husband, I know that voice. I'm like, that's Dede. And he was like, girl, shut up. That ain't Dede. I'm like, no, rewind. And I'm looking for the remote. I'm like, listen. And he was like, you know what? You're right. I'm like, that is Dede. You were on The Best Man.
I was in The Best Man.
Yay.
And I swear to God, people trip out on this. I was so young. Didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea how big that movie was going to be. I had no idea. And so before I got on the radio in Dallas, I used to work with a guy named Doug Banks. And Doug was syndicated. That's how I got into syndication and everything. But Doug Banks was syndicated around the country. And we were heard in 50 cities or something. And New York City was the one city, our main city. We were on in New York, right?
Okay.
And so the director, Malcolm Lee, which is Spike Lee's cousin or something like that, Malcolm would listen to the radio show that I was on in New York. Like, this is so crazy, right? So I didn't know. Anyway, he reaches out to the guy I work with, Doug Banks, and says, I want to put you guys in a movie. And that was it. And I was like, okay. And I had just started working with Doug no more than a year, maybe or two.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Didn't know what I was doing, and there it is.
Wow.
So I remember you from Doug Banks.
Yeah.
But how I remember you is your voice. You never forget your voice. It was the voice.
I know it's very distinctive.
I don't know how it's distinct. I don't hear it.
It is. Like I say, picked it out, had watched that movie a million times, and then like it's.
I can't, but this is crazy. Okay, but go ahead.
Yeah, but the voice. And I was living in, like I told you, Monroe, Louisiana.
Yep.
It would come on late at night. Mm-hmm. It would come on late at night, or I would hear you and it would be the weekend.
Yep.
Either during the daytime, like afternoon and the weekend, but I would always be driving in my car.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's that show. But I never did remember. And I think y'all had like a little jingle. I can't remember what the jingle was.
Doug Banks in the morning. It used to be something like that. Yeah. I remember.
That was a jingle. And I remember that jingle, and I was like, oh, that's that show that would come on. And then when I moved to Dallas, and then anyways, long fast forward, like you're here in Dallas, but I don't listen to the radio.
Right.
I'm not a radio person. I listen to satellite, but she listens to radio, so she follows radio. She's always talking about Dede, Dede, Dede. I'm like,
who is this person?
Okay, yes, now I know. She's the girl that I used to listen to when I was like,
well,
2 years old.
Let me tell you. Yeah, say 2. Yeah. And I was 17. Let me tell you. We're on in Monroe now. My show now is on in Monroe, Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
That's
crazy. So I was just talking to Keita Rose, who I work with now, and Jay Cruz at the show, and I was saying how God is so amazing and how sometimes you don't know why you're working with someone, what you're doing. There's always something that you're going to learn or you're going to get from it. And luckily for me, working with him put me in a national spotlight where people got to know my name. You know, again, I would have never been in a movie if I hadn't just become the co-host of his show. And I would have never gotten on in Monroe, Louisiana. Now my show with my name on it is on based upon me being on his show.
That's cool.
Right? And that's something how God works. But I remember there were times when I worked with him and I would be like, you know, why am I here? Or why am I? Because there would be a lot of work at times. You know, I felt like at times I was campaigning for somebody else a little bit. Mm-hmm. I just didn't know what I was doing. And I used to always go, why? Why, God? I remember one time being on the road, calling my mom crying about being on the road with him because it's a lot of work. And now today I realize what it was. It was to set me up. And our show now is heard in 80 cities around the country. And half of them are on because I was on his show. As a co-host. And
that's crazy.
That's why God
I love
wanted
what
me
you
there.
just said, campaigning for someone else. I think our first season of this podcast, we were campaigning for someone else. And then our second season, it just kind of opened up and started, like, God started our path, like where we're supposed to be. And then that's how, like, all these people that we talked about at the beginning, like, how are we going to meet them? How are they going to come? And I would always say, don't worry, they're coming. But how?
It's
how
in his
coming?
time. Like, you have to just kind of
yeah.
sit back and wait and let him do his thing behind the scenes, and then
So
you'll
cool.
be like,
it's
oh
so
my
cool
God.
to watch. I'm like, hey, God, look at God, right? God, it's today, girl.
Ain't it great? Like, it's so great. You got me. I got this.
I know.
Because it is like that, isn't it? And you just don't know the how or what. You just know it's there.
Right.
Like somebody used to say to me, people would say to me, you know, where are you going to be in 5 years? And there were times when very few times I will tell everybody what's going on in my head. But I do have the goals. But in the moment, I may not know how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. There is something inside of you that you just know. Right. And you don't know how it's going to be, but you know it's going to happen.
You know it's going to happen. You just got to sit back and wait and watch it play out. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So how did you get your start in radio? Was that just your start?
No, I started where I wanted to be. I wanted to be a, what do you call it? I wanted to be a news anchor.
Oh, okay.
And I went to school at TWU for a one strong semester. I mean, it was my best semester because it was the only one.
Are you from Dallas?
No.
You're not from
Killeen Fort Hood. Okay, so I'm really from Seattle. My mom remarried when I was 10. We went to Germany for 3 years. Then we came back to the States. We ended up in Killeen Fort Hood.
Okay.
And so I graduated. And so my mom, everybody's trying to figure out where I'm going to go to school. Anyway, make a long story short, I go to TWU. I wanted to major in journalism so I could be a news anchor. Mm-hmm. And I had financial aid issues, and so I went back home to Killeen Fort Hood, and I got a job in radio as the receptionist, and then I went to the local college while working at this radio station. And so I figured if I could get into radio, then it would help me get into TV, too. Mm-hmm. And the owner's wife heard me, playing around on the radio with somebody while the receptionist, he asked me to get on the mic. DJ, he just said, hey, come get on the mic and describe this toy. They were doing a silent auction. And I was bantering back and forth with the afternoon guy, and the wife the owner said to the husband, train her. She's good. This girl who's answering your phones, you guys are not using her properly. And then that's how I got in the radio. It just took off.
Wow.
Took off. Within a year, my career had just...
Oh, wow.
And in school, I had forgotten about it. Because at that point, the career was...
Right, doing this stuff, yeah. That's crazy.
My mother used to always say, you going to go back? You going to go back? And I would say, well, why, Mama? I got the job. What do you want? Right. She was like the personal, it should be a personal goal to get that certificate. And finally had to tell her, hey, Mama, I was never good in school. I don't know if you ain't figured this out.
I know.
My attention span was bad.
We talk about that all the
personal
time.
goal, or was it yours?
It was hers.
Right. We talk about that all the time. Like how they told us what we needed to do, and we just kind of fell in line and did what they thought was best for us, instead of like kind of living out our dreams and trying to figure out what it is we wanted to do. We just knew go to college, get an education, get a job, and that's So.
And that's what she wanted. And so I, if I would have had kids, like I have a girlfriend who went back to school because she has kids, and she said, she adopted a little girl, and she was saying she wanted her daughter to understand and know that, you finish things, So she went back and finished and got hers, and now got her master's and everything. I was like, oh, really? So she said she did it for her, and I get that. But for me, I was like, no. And I didn't realize, I think my mom, and nobody knew this back then, that I had ADD.
Oh,
nobody
They didn't diagnose you then.
No, they didn't.
Because I would get in class and just lose I'd be daydreaming, looking around. I'd be like, okay, they would say something. I'd be like, time to move on next. Like when it was time to read, people used to trip out. I would read real fast because I would get bored so fast. So I would read real fast, and the teacher would say, when you would read out loud, I would go real fast, and the teacher would be like, okay, that's enough. Will you slow it down? Blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, okay, can we do something next now? So nobody knew. I think now looking back, the way I would...
fidget and like short attention span. Yes,
that's my
classic sign.
Yeah, and didn't get treated. And I'm still not treated for it. I mean, I will take a Delta 8 gummy, which shouts out that that's over the counter. Over the counter, CBD. I'd take that to calm me down. And I don't take any at work, by the way. And that's why, look, we're doing this after I get off from work. I'm hyped. Can you tell? Yes.
So then it'll tone you down.
It tones me down. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. I take my CBD before my husband comes in from work, because I know he comes home, and every now and then I'll be like, we got to do this and we got to do this, and you know what you need to do? I think I saw a snake. You got to put snake around it, and then we got to do. And he'll be like, hey, wait. Just calm down.
Calm down. Bring it down a notch.
So where do you think, or where do you see radio now that you have streaming, you have all these other stuff like these, like our children, they don't even know what radio is. So like, where do you see radio going? In
I think
the future
that it's going to end up on our phones and being integrated into that, like everything else is. You know what I mean? Like even you're looking at TV. Luckily for us, we're still hanging in there better than TV is. You know what they said? The only thing that people really are watching on TV is live sports and the news. And we're barely doing that because we can find everything on our phone.
On social,
and I just think
media,
that that's what it's going to
TikTok.
be. You're going to end up seeing more radio shows go live online. People can watch it, because that's something we're talking about doing. So I just think it's going to end up like that. And it's always going to be a place for it. It's always going to be a place for it, whether or not it's going to be on, free radio, or it's going to be on Sirius. You look at Howard Stern started out on regular radio like me, and now he's on Sirius. I mean, I don't know if I'll end up on Sirius satellite. I don't know, but
Are you thinking about it?
Huh?
So you thinking about it?
I would love to.
Yeah,
I would love to. I mean,
That would be great.
I'm looking at any ways to expand. I've told the company that I work for, I want to be on American Airlines, where people are sitting there and you can figure out what you want to listen to. I want to be one of those shows that you get a chance to listen to. Like, I want to be able to be on every platform that I can. And I'm realizing it's important. Like, I'm now getting my YouTube back up and doing more with that. I mean, it's up. I'm doing the podcast. I'm doing the radio show. I'm trying to, because this digital world that we're in, and people want to see you, and there's so many platforms.
Yes, they want to see you.
Yep.
So we're trying to get there.
I know it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Like, it's its own
too
job.
much. It's too much.
It's its own job, and when you have another job, and that's not your main job, it's like, okay,
It's too much.
trying to put it together.
Honestly, for me, people have said to me, and this is how much people don't realize the world we're in. Like, I started my podcast, right? Dede's Dope Podcast.
I follow you.
Thank you. I got, and I just did that. And you know what? I did that because I had to, because again, where the world is going and how people are finding you. And I do the YouTube. I have Dede's Dope Adventures. I have the Dede McGuire Foundation. And now all of these entities will need a website. They're going to need a YouTube. They're going to need Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah.
Listen, the struggle is real. If I
Each
tell you,
entity needs at least eight social media apps or platforms.
technology gonna take us out. Like we sit over here and like almost burst into tears trying to control.
Oh my gosh. I have like 5 email accounts right now, and I'm.
And you got to remember all the passwords.
Yes, and she's like, "Did you do this?" I'm like, "Girl, I don't know where is it? I can't. It's because I'm the one. Like, she does not do tech. Like, I'll do all the tech stuff, but she asks all the questions, and then she gives me like 100 questions in like 2 minutes.
You're good though. You're good with tech.
No,
But she learned. Like she can figure it out and learn. Me,
figure it out.
I'll break down. Like I can't. I can't.
In this world that we in, like if you call someone and say, "Hey, I have a question," they're like, "Well, it's $45."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or
Everybody's a brand.
$90 for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Everybody's a brand. Everybody's a consultant.
Everybody's a brand.
Everybody's a consultant.
Everybody
Yes.
feels that the information they have, you got to pay for it.
Right, and how do I know that your information is going to help
it's
me and I'm paying you
valuable.
for it? Like,
Right.
wait a minute. Like,
Okay, then we're in this situation because you'll see so many people saying they're experts, and then you look up and go, "Well, how long you been doing it?" "Oh, I've been doing it a year." Well, then how does it make you an expert?
how does that make you an expert?
So then you're thinking you're buying expert, advice. Then
right.
you find out, wait a minute.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
confusing right now.
I'm like,
hard.
whatever
It's
happened to
hard.
just a conversation? But no, you can't have
You gotta
no
buy it.
conversation.
You gotta buy it
anymore.
out.
You gotta
You
pay
gotta
for
buy it.
conversation now. So we try our best to figure stuff out on our own because, like, we have a budget.
Yep.
And like I said, we work. So it's like we
rough.
try. We try.
It's-
But
the struggle is real for me
is.
because
Yes.
of the show now being heard in so many cities. Like this past summer, I mean, it was at one point I think I was gone 6 or 7 weekends in a row. Of my weekends home, normally where I'm normally off, I was in different cities promoting the show.
Wow.
Like it was 6 in a row, and I
I
went,
can't
"Holy
imagine.
cow."
I can't imagine.
So then, how do you keep up? How am I keeping up with the
Right.
podcast and the foundation?
Because listen, he
Right.
just came back from traveling, a month ago?
Ooh.
Our luggage is still over there.
Right. It's still over in the corner. It's still over in the
I'm
corner.
like, who's going to unpack my luggage because I can't. So we living out of our suitcases.
Where'd
I'm
you
like-
guys go?
We went to, where did we go?
We went to Memphis.
Memphis, and then we went to, it was
New
basketball.
Orleans.
My daughter plays basketball.
Oh, I
so we
love
went
it.
to basketball tournaments.
Uh-huh.
Basketball. So we did Memphis, New Orleans, and then my husband is a season ticket holder for the Saints.
Oh, nice.
So we went to the Saints game this past week. So I still have Memphis, New Orleans, and New Orleans over there.
In the corner
In the
with
corner
your luggage.
with all the stuff. I'm
Did you like
this.
Memphis, by the way? Did you guys go on Beale
Let me
Street?
tell you
Yes,
something.
we loved it.
I'm from Memphis now.
Oh, you loved it? You loved it like
She
that?
she said it reminded her of Monroe, right?
Yeah, it reminded me of home. It reminded me of home. I love the people there. The people are like so nice.
Nice,
Yeah,
like
love
just so nice.
So genuine and so nice and just, I mean, now the last day,
What?
the last day of our stay, there was a shooting at our hotel, but I mean, it's all right.
All right.
It was all right. I mean,
fine.
we got all the we got
A
all
street
the
over, right?
Oh, the street over?
It was a street
So,
over.
Did you see any other sites while you were there? Did you go to anything?
We went to the
we went.
Civil Rights Museum,
Okay.
and I got emotional. I get emotional with
Yeah, that was
Me too.
good.
stuff like that.
We
Like,
did the cupcake. It was a cupcake place we went to. It was black.
we look up black-owned place. Like I prepare an itinerary on that person before
I
I
love
go.
it.
So I have to research.
And then we went to
where we
what
need
was
to
the name
go.
of the bar we went to that was really good.
Don't ask me now. You know I didn't look
It
up.
was like
these-
a little
I-
hole.
I don't
It's
remember
like
these
a little
places,
hole
but it was
right
so much
at
fun.
The end of Beale Street.
Beale Street. Okay.
Yeah.
It
So
was
we-
really. Did you go to Beale Street late at night?
Yes, it was late at night.
Listen, hold on.
What?
Look how she looks.
Hold on now. Beale Street late at night.
Wait, hold on.
They said you have to be
So, wait,
careful.
Listen, we went. It was on a Thursday night or something. We went.
Oh,
And then the
okay,
next
yes.
night was like Friday night, and they shut it down. They make you pay.
Yeah.
Yes, you got to pay to walk on the street.
Yeah,
We were
'cause-
like, our hotel is right there. Like we're just going.
So
you have to
look,
go around.
They were like, we don't care. So then we had to walk around because we didn't give them $10. So we didn't give you $10. We walked around where there was nobody in sight. To like, and our hotel was like, we stayed at the Westin, so it was
Okay.
like right across from the Forum.
Uh-huh.
So like Beale Street, the Forum, the Westin. So we had to walk behind
Oh,
Beale
wow.
Street, in between the Forum and
Jeez.
girl, it was bad. There were some guys that were like over here. I'm like, Just keep walking.
Oh my God!
Don't make eye contact.
Don't no eye contact. Just keep
walking.
going. Just
Yeah,
keep walking.
don't make no eye contact.
But during the day, Memphis, Beale
Yeah.
Street,
Nice.
like we loved
We
it.
went to
Like
BB King.
Yep.
went to
Yep.
BB King's.
They
It
had
was
a great-
nice.
we went
The
there.
band was amazing. Like she said, it just I'm from East Texas, but it didn't make me feel like I was home. But yet it gave you a home like feeling
Right.
there.
Now,
And
where,
I
what
would.
part of East Texas?
I'm girl.
Beep beep.
What is it?
Look, she said it was like there's a sign on 20 and like we blow when I pass says Jefferson next right. I'm from Jefferson, Texas. So-
Jefferson, Texas. Where the hell is that?
I know,
Here, give me
right?
a bigger. Give me a
Marshall, you're the Marshall,
Yeah,
Texas.
Marshall.
It's between
Okay.
Marshall and
It's
Tyler.
Tyler?
Tyler.
Okay.
No, it's not. Tyler,
Awesome.
you get to yes. Like
Marshall, Tyler. What else is down
Dangerfield.
Okay.
She don't know that. Keep going.
there? Dangerfield.
Is that something
Dangerfield.
she don't know what that
I only know
is?
Rodney
I don't know
Dangerfield
what
was a
that is.
comedian
I
back
don't know
in
what
the
that
day.
is. Keep going. What else?
Longview.
Longview.
Okay.
Longview,
Longview.
Tyler area.
Like Longview was like our spot to like go out to eat, go to the mall, stuff like that. We used to have to drive 45 minutes to get to like
So
a nice
Jefferson is that small?
restaurant.
Is that-
Girl, you blink and you like, oh, where did it go?
Like, how many,
But
do you have a stop sign? I mean, a traffic light.
yeah, we had
How many?
How many?
3.
we had one for the longest, and then like they
Yeah,
had
the railroad
like
track. I
two
bet,
more.
right?
We had of course
Everybody-
we had a
I know,
railroad
'cause
track.
you got to be on this side or that side. You couldn't be.
But look, we're famous for Blackburn syrup. Do you not buy Blackburn syrup in the
Ain't nobody
store?
use syrup no more. Ain't nobody use syrup.
Shout out to Blackburn syrup.
I mean, I ain't never heard
they
of
sell
it.
it in the store. Next time you go to Kroger, Walmart, wherever you go to shop
It
for
is
your
good.
groceries, like
Blackburn.
You
Blackburn
should know
syrup.
that.
It's
I
from
don't know.
Jefferson. Yes.
That's so
You don't know
interesting.
Black
Like, how'd
Lady?
you guys get there? Like, your mom and dad, they lived there all their lives?
My mom was raised there,
Okay.
my grandmother, and so but I was born in Dallas. My dad is from Dallas,
Okay.
but when my mom's mom got older, she moved back home, and then so they
And then
moved
you
back
guys-
home, and then so I was raised there in
Well,
country.
Killeen Hood is small. My mom and them lived in outskirts in Coppers Cove, Texas, which is real small. So
Mm-hmm.
I get it. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, wow.
So I'm from the
Yeah.
big city.
You are.
Right, Monroe, right? That was a big city.
I'm from the city.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
so my eyes, I have bad allergies right now. So if they start to ooze,
That's okay.
So my other question I wanted to ask you, as far as like, because we are of a particular age, like, how do you feel about radio being that we're older and all this new music is coming out and this noise, like it's so much noise in my ear. I don't know how I feel about
I
you.
love it.
Do you?
oh my gosh.
No.
I got to be honest.
Some
with
of
you.
it, yeah.
Some of
Some
it,
of
like,
it,
but
I
not but a lot of it. Mm-mm.
Some of it, I really, and can I be honest with you? It's a trip to me that now, as I'm getting a little older, I'm really appreciating rappers more than I ever
Yes.
have. I'm starting to really listen to the music and the lyric. Like, for instance, for Lil Wayne, to me, we always slept on. I don't know why
No.
some people were sleeping on him.
Yeah, Lil Wayne is
amazing,
good, yeah.
right? Like right now, I think that Doja Cat is one of the best females to come
She's
out
so
in a long
versatile.
time. Yeah, she's real and good. You know, I like the girl Doechii, who's gone the road with her, who has talent beyond belief. There are some that I just really go, wow. Now there are some I go, eh. You know what I mean? But I do like it. I got to be honest. I do like it.
I'm a fan of Cardi B. Like
I do too.
that's-
I love her.
I love Cardi B.
I love Cardi's
and she
personality.
loves Meg. Yes,
I love everything about her. I think
Yes.
she's so cool and just
She
And
is.
she's
herself.
always been the same. Yes, the same.
been
Yeah.
herself.
Like
no
what
matter
you see is what you get. Like that's who she is. I love authentic people. You know,
too.
I hate when people put on airs or
Me
try to
too.
be somebody that,
That
they're
they're
not.
not.
She is just who she is, and you just like, girl, like
I know.
yes.
Look, can I tell you a secret? When we go on vacation, like those are our names. She's Cardi B. I'm Meg.
Yeah, she likes Meg.
I love Megan. Oh, Megan.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is what I want to do. I want to do like Megan and do that booty jump thing.
Girl,
She gets
I was trying to
We
get
have, we have videos of us trying.
I want to know what that's a muscle, right? That you got to learn how to.
It's a muscle I don't have.
Me
Clearly,
either. I don't have it either.
She might have it. I don't.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I
okay.
probably used to have.
Can I be honest with you? I want that muscle. Actually, I need to wake my muscle back
We
up.
need to wake them up. We need to take a class.
Acupuncture. Like, what do we need? Like,
Something. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
have you seen her where she's doing the splits?
Yes.
Megan will be doing the splits in one cheek and another one cheek.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
left cheek,
Like, how do
right
you make
cheek.
that happen?
Do you know I would do that every night on the bed in front of my husband if I could get that to move like that. I'd be like, watch this.
I try. Look, I do try.
It doesn't go over well with us.
Girl, stop. But I do try.
That's hilarious.
I do try.
That is hilarious.
Oh gosh. So okay. So as a black woman in radio, like tell us, like, what are some of the struggles that you've encountered over the years?
Oh, wow. I mean, you know, there's been issues with my hair one time. That's why I love Tashara Parker. Shout out to
we finally met her.
Yeah.
Yes,
I got to,
Crown
you know what?
Act.
I'm so
Shout
proud
out to
of her,
Tashara.
and I'm so proud of the women nowadays that are speaking up, right? Because we were probably taught, and I know my mom was very much about, you know, you play it safe and you don't, you know, you keep your job, you don't cause any waves. And I remember when I first got started in radio, and I was working at a radio station, and it was not targeted toward African Americans. I was the only African American person on the whole entire staff. And they had me going to an event. I was living in Chicago, and they wanted me to go to this really nice Irish Catholic area to do this interview or something. And I had just gotten me some big old dookie braids or something like that in my head, right? And the program director...
What we used to call them that.
Yeah, you know, dookie braids or something like that. It was some kind of big braid. I don't know what I had.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the man says to me, the boss, he goes, "Are you going to take your hair out before you go to that this weekend?" I'm thinking, I just got it done.
Right, and it's cost me some money. No,
Right, I just got it done 2 days ago. This was like on a Tuesday. I had gotten it done like on that Saturday or Sunday. And he says, "Are you going to take your hair out?" Because the event was coming up on that Friday. And he goes, "So what are you going to do with your hair? Are you you're going to take it and wear it, you know, straight when you get done, when you know, or whatever?" He says, "They're really conservative around there." And I remember calling my mom, and I was like, "Mama, this man just said that. Isn't that discrimination?" And she said to me, "Well, you can do that." And she said, "You could go on and take it all the way. Now, you could either do that and be blackballed in your industry, or you can take it out and see where the rest of your career goes." I was like, wow. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was the thought
pivotal
process.
moments like that.
Yeah, think about that. That's 15 years ago, you guys. Like, this was not like I'm talking 30 years ago. This is 15 years ago. And so that's why you realize how we are moving forward, you know. But that was one thing I dealt with. I've dealt with, you know, taking over the show and being a woman and not getting the respect, you know, from both men and women. That's the other part. That's sad for me is watching other women get threatened or try to take from what I'm doing and not understanding. I'm trying to kick this door open for all of us.
Right. We're in this together. Yeah. We want everybody to win. I don't understand that mentality either.
I don't either. But so I faced that, you know what I mean? Like, so it's sad, but you know, having to prove yourself all the time, even to this day, you know, if I tell you guys that the #1 syndicated morning show in the country is The Breakfast Club. And from what I understand, and I love them, I love what they've done and everything, right?
The J listens to them.
Yeah, they've let me tell you something. They have 90 cities. They've been syndicated for 13 years, and I believe they have 90 cities. We've been syndicated for 5, and we have 80. We're 10 cities behind them. We're only 10 stations behind them as the top show. But no one talks about it. Maybe because I don't look the part. Maybe because I'm a female. I don't quite know what it is, but I'm going, we're doing something that most shows couldn't do in 5 years. In just 5 years. We get 80, and in 13 they got 90.
They do reference you a lot, don't they?
They do, though. They're kind.
Yeah,
I got to admit.
They do.
Envy and Charlemagne have always, when I tell you, Charlemagne is real big about supporting women too. So I got to give them that. And they've never been, that's why I said I'm not disrespecting them at all. I'm just saying that it does at times feel that in my industry, they're not saying, people aren't talking about, or the magazine things aren't talking about, here's a woman who got farther as an African-American woman than anybody else in. You know, Monique tried to have a syndicated radio show. It didn't work. Whoopi Goldberg tried it. See, a lot of people don't know this. She tried it. Who else?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, you know who else is good? Who was doing well is Erica Campbell.
Okay,
she had a syndicated show. I don't think she's up to 80 cities.
I didn't know her show was syndicated.
Yeah,
I just thought she was on like Instagram.
No, she does. She used to do a gospel morning show, and I think Yolanda Adams did it. I don't know how many. I don't think she got up to where I am. You know, but she was still doing it. But you get my point. Is that I'm sitting here second to this show that everybody is
gravitating to, and
no one said they don't even know
anything. Wow.
So I think that's what I face as a woman.
Okay,
yeah, but I'm okay with it because I always know that. You remember we said this: God has a timing, and
timing.
I'm good.
A timing, yes, and
I'm so blessed.
And that's partly why we continue to do, you know, this show, because like our families and husbands and stuff, they say, y'all not making any money, and y'all just go. It's like, it's not about the money. Like, we feel like we're connecting people, you know, and we're also letting people be heard. Like,
and they listen to our asses anyway.
Right? Because we're not
like, did you hear our show? Did you know? Oh, what? No.
But we feel like a lot of black businesses go unheard. Like nobody knows that they're out there. Nobody knows their story. And so like we want them to be able to come on here and freely tell their story. And so that people can know that they're there and, can be reached. So that's why we keep doing what it is that we're doing. I mean.
Like one of our guests, she broke down into tears. We were all here just crying. She was sobbing just because we saw her.
Oh, and
I was like,
and that's what matters. And that's what you have to tell,
yes.
family members or anybody who says that. You got to let them know that, because I always said the goal has to be bigger than you. My goal to be syndicated wasn't because I wanted to make money.
Right.
My goal was, and I'll never get it, I was working with Doug Banks, who was syndicated. We were working in the building. We were syndicated by ABC Radio Network back in the day. And Tom Joyner worked right across the hall from us, right? And he wasn't there long. When I started working with Doug, Tom wasn't there long because he ended up taking ownership of his show. He created Reach Media. He left and did all of that. And I remember watching him though, and I used to just, watch him when he got out of his car, when he got into the station, and sometimes he and I would try to time it where I would be walking into the building the same time as Tom Joyner, and he didn't know he was my mentor.
Right. We have those.
Right? He didn't know.
Right.
But I would ask him questions. And I remember one day I was walking in, I was in a book club, and I was reading the book about Madam C.J. Walker called The Black Rose. I don't know if anybody heard of it. It was written by her granddaughter. And I'm walking in, and so Tom Joyner says to me, "Oh, that's a good book, huh?" I said, "Yes, about Madam C.J. Walker and how she," and he goes, "Oh, I want to read that." And I go, "You would read this?" And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "You want to be rich?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Then you need to read how rich people got rich." He said, "You want to know how somebody did this?
Right.
Read it."
Yeah.
I was like, thanks. So I would just follow him. And what I did notice with him and what made me like him so much and really want to learn, I watched how he created his foundation. I watched how he created the Tom Joyner cruise, which gives back to HBCUs. He did take a grandparent to the hospital, to Doctor Day, which I thought was amazing because we don't do that. He started creating things and giving back to our community in a way that I hadn't seen before, and which Charlemagne the God has continued, which I give him credit. I got to give him that. When we start talking about mental health nowadays, I credit him for making that a conversation. And I like that. And so when I saw what Tom was doing, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to educate our community, I said. I wanted to be able to educate our community. I wanted to uplift our community. And that's the reason why I created the Small and Black-Owned Business Spotlight on our show. We always make sure we do that. We have Money Making Mondays with Ash Cash. You know what I mean? Like right now we're talking about buying homes. I brought Benicia. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. We can get her on the show. Benicia Poole Watson. She owns her own bank. Black woman.
Oh, okay.
We
They're in the area.
Get her on.
I'll get you connected. Let me tell you why.
Yes.
And I like her on because I said first time home buyers, we need more of those in our community too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's another entrance into wealth that we don't know. And so those are the kind of things that I want on my show that give back. And that was the reason why I wanted to be syndicated when I wanted my own show. It wasn't the money.
Awesome.
And the money came
The money
later.
came. The money's coming.
So with you guys having a passion, that's it. And a cause.
Yeah.
And it was your intentions that God saw. That's why all of this happened the way that it did. Like, ooh, I just love how he works. I love how he works.
Hear how he works too. And this is, I know I'm talking a lot, but I talk for a living.
Go ahead.
This is how much he works and how this works. Is when I was saying you don't know sometimes. So I used to watch Tom. I always wanted to be. I was already on a nationally syndicated show as the co-host. Number one, my mother used to always tell me this. She said, when you set a goal and you achieve it, set another one. And then another one, and then another one. You don't just set your goals and say, I'm going to coast. You got to set another one. So I remember when I first got on the radio and I was dating this one guy, he says, what is your 5-year plan? And I didn't want to tell him because I thought he would think I was crazy because I didn't know how I was going to get it. But the real thing was when he asked me my 5-year goal, I wanted to say, I'm going to be on a syndicated show. But I didn't tell him because I thought he would laugh. Sure enough, I end up getting on the show. I get a call out of nowhere where they say, will you be Doug Banks' co-host? He needs you to audition. So I got it. So I get the co-host position. I'm syndicated with him all over the country, 50 cities. And I remember going, well, I want my own show then. If I can be the co-host, well then dang it.
Right. I can be the host too. Right.
That's the goal. I'm going to get it. I'm going to become and get this. And so I got K104. Make a long story short, I'm at a radio convention. And that year that I went to this convention, it was my second year there, or third year, and I was like, I'm going to get them to know me. Because I felt like nobody knew me. I said, I went there with intention of these people at this radio convention knowing me. And I would stand up on other people's, they would have panels, and I would ask questions. I got a question. Then I go to somebody else's panel. I got a question. I don't understand. So I would do. Then they had me on a panel. I get done with the panel. 2 men walk up to me on a Friday, and they said, "Oh my God, you're who we've been looking for." And I'm like, "What?" And I, "What do you mean?" And they go, "We want to syndicate you." And I said, because I learned business, "You better get in line because there's a list of people."
Right.
Wasn't nobody. Y'all look. Wasn't nobody.
Right.
Look, that's how she is. I'm back there to my girl. Come on.
So I said, y'all better get in line because I already got other people. So the guy hands me his card. He goes, "I'm serious. We're going to syndicate you. You're who we've been looking for. We need you." And I was like, okay. So I call my lawyer and I go, "See if these people are legit." It's on a Friday. He says, okay. So on Monday he calls me. He goes, after I got off the air, he goes, "Hey, they're legit." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah. And the owner wants to talk to you tomorrow on a Tuesday. Wow. He wants to sign you." I'm on a panel. I did not go out. I knew syndication was going to come for me. I knew it. There's, again, God, there's something in you that you know.
You just know, right.
I didn't know how it was going to come about. I was literally on a panel, got done. They walk up to me and tell me, "We want to syndicate you." And that was a Friday, and by Tuesday, we signed a deal.
Wow.
It wasn't even a week. It wasn't, but that's God, right? That's all God. It wasn't me pushing, forcing.
Because it's for you. It's for you. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. That's great.
Wow.
That's the truth, right? Okay, sorry. But that's how it's all.
No, that's an amazing story. Like,
I'm always amazed at it.
In awe. Like, just in awe. Like, after it happens, when you look back, it's like,
I know.
Wow.
So now I'm trying to see what he wants me to do next. I'll see.
Oh, you know he'll tell you.
I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to do or something bigger.
And see, this is me. I'm always waiting. She's like, I'm like, girl, I'm waiting for my spirit to move. It has not moved.
Her spirit will be a little slow sometimes.
It will be.
Yeah.
When I started my foundation, everybody wanted me to. And I said, no, I didn't want to start a foundation. I kept going, no, I didn't want to start it just to start it. You know, you'll see people doing it. And there were times that I thought that there were people that came through the radio station. And for a while, I don't have a foundation. Everybody had a foundation and it puffed them up. It made them appear better. Everybody, oh, good for you. You're giving back. And it felt like the attention was on the person who's doing the foundation instead of the foundation. The cause. Right. So I didn't want to do it because I wanted it to be authentic and real. And everybody kept telling me, and I said, well, I'm just going to wait and let God speak to me. And this is the other part people don't know about me and my relationship with God. You don't hear me talking about it. I don't flaunt it. Because it's personal to me.
Right.
And I'll let you know if you have a conversation. But anyway, I'm sitting there. I kept going, it's got to come to me. And one day it hit me. And I said, I'm going to do a foundation. I was looking at my mom and she started having kids at 16 and dropped out of high school and went back to school. And I said to myself, and same thing happened to me, having issues with going back to school because we had money issues. And I said, that's what my foundation is going to be. Something about God hit me and just said, give back to those who want to go back, especially even if they're 22, if they're 26, if they're 41, if they want to go back to school, give them the means to do it. And he said, do it for those women like your mom, because a lot of times women will have kids. We don't have the money to go back. Your money is going to taking care of your kids. You're paying for daycare. You're doing this. Some women are working 2 jobs just to make ends meet, if they don't have a husband, but they can't go back to school because they had either one mistake at the age of 19, or let's say they said, I got to go back home to take care of family. They never get a second chance. Nobody ever gives them a scholarship again. Nobody ever. They act like at the age of 22, if you mess up, your life is ruined.
It's ruined. Right.
That's not true.
It's not.
So God spoke to me. And that's what the foundation
I love how a lot of, like you said it, and I feel that way now, like your purpose is tied to like what you experienced during your child, like growing up, like somehow your purpose is tied to that, and you just got to wait till you get to a certain point and then reflect back on it and be like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is why I went through that, because now I can understand and
it's crazy, right? Girl, I'm just like, and I'm telling you, I'm just saying, God is good. I'm blessed. What happened? Yours ain't like that? You made a face.
I'm like, I'm a pass.
No, I feel like that's how I feel. I
had a good childhood.
Did you?
I feel that.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
You have 3 and you have 4?
I have 4.
Okay, well, what are your kids'
25,
age?
20, and...
Yeah, our first 3 are the same, and my baby, I don't know where he came from.
Y'all look so good. You
look
drink
so water,
good.
Girl. We drink water.
Thank you.
Minding our business, right?
I know. That's why you look so good and young. Somebody told me hating ass women will age worse.
They
That's what
do.
they said.
I know.
They say hating ass women will age real bad.
We're not haters at
So
all.
guess what? Anytime I see a black woman who look like she's aging, I'm like, oh, she must be a hater.
Hater, right?
That's why you aging bad.
That's hilarious.
So wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go
I've been
ahead.
talking.
You're right. No, you go
I talk
ahead.
for a
Go
living.
ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
getting ready to say. So y'all looking around real young. Were y'all were at Beyonce? Did you have on your silver, by the way? Y'all wear?
Absolutely.
What y'all wear?
We had fans and everything, girl.
Right.
We ready.
Did you
About
buy the
fans?
fans there, or did you guys?
No, I
ordered the fans.
Where'd you
I'm
order
the
the fan
planner.
from?
She's the planner.
Etsy.
Oh, you didn't get
So
hers.
each fan had a song. No, I didn't get hers. It cost too much.
How much was
Each-
she selling them for?
How much
She was selling
Beyonce
their
I don't
fans?
know.
right?
She had sweatshirts
She
for
was-
like, t-shirts for $70.
Oh, hell.
I say no, girl.
Yeah, no, I had ordered the, and I'm a planner.
money
Like I
for the
said,
ticket.
itinerary, whatever it is we're doing. Like I'm checking off boxes.
You're the cruise director.
right.
It drives me insane.
I know, but then when it
But
comes
I
down
love it,
to the
though. I
time,
love
she be
it.
like,
She got something playing good.
right. So now I'm like, we need fans. So each of our fans had like a song title on it. So mine was Cuff It. Hers was
You did it
Fit.
yourself? You made it, or it was on?
No,
Etsy?
I ordered it
Oh,
on
okay.
Etsy like that. Mhm. And then her daughter had Church Girls.
Church
Like we all
Girls,
had
yeah.
like a fan with.
Okay,
a
what
song
y'all wear?
on it.
Like you wear shorts,
Girl,
or
let me
dresses?
tell you
I
something.
had-
So first
it was
of all,
an ordeal.
when Beyonce came, when the Renaissance dropped, we were in Jamaica.
Okay.
For my birthday.
Oh, nice.
We were in Jamaica. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this Renaissance album has dropped. We got back to the States. I started listening to it. And the first time I listened to it, I was like,
You didn't like it?
I didn't like
You
it.
didn't like the dance,
I just didn't like it because it was different for her.
right?
And then I had to go back and listen to it again. But like I was choosing songs, but you can't listen to the album like that. You got to go from beginning to end because of the transitions.
Yeah.
Like if you jump into one, you missed what had just happened before then. So then I was like, oh my God. So then I got obsessed. I was like, I'm so obsessed. So then I got her on. She got obsessed. Then we got on TikTok. Then I saw how everybody had started playing in the concert in their outfits, and there was no Beyonce. Like everybody, Beyonce, where are you? Beyonce is off with Tiffany doing commercials with Tiffany. Like there is no Beyonce. Like where is Beyonce? So then we started playing our outfits. Time came for concert. We have our outfits together.
We had
Right,
a
we
vision
did.
for outfits,
We
and then
did.
she switched it up on us and said she wanted everybody to wear silver.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
For Virgo season, and then we were like, "Well, goddamn!"
For the month of that's right.
Right,
That's
but
right.
in September, she might
Now
like,
we gotta go. So
silver.
we out buying all silver pieces, trying
I
to
know it.
put them together.
So what
and
y'all gonna do with them now? All them silver pieces you got.
we're going to pick another event to wear.
I know it. Let me tell you, I saw where somebody put that online. They said, "What all y'all gonna do with all the Beyonce outfits you bought now?"
Right.
Yeah, you wore it one time.
Right.
But I mean, they're cute, though. They- some of the things wear,
Right.
they're
She
cute. You can
had
wear them again.
pants. She ended up with pants and a cute top. I ended up with a skirt and a white top that said, what my
Yeah,
top say?
I don't know.
High maintenance.
maintenance.
High
Nice.
maintenance on it in silver. And
then my daughter ended up with an outfit that actually one of my co-workers had given me to wear. She was like, I got an outfit I think you might wear. And then I had it, and my daughter was like, Mom, is that a silver outfit? Because I don't have one. I'm like, okay, go ahead. You can wear
That's
it.
so great.
Yeah.
So was it your first time seeing her, or you guys had seen her before?
I've
You've
seen
seen
her
her.
a
All the
lot.
time. Yeah, me too. Did you guys think
But
this
it was
the
my
best?
yes.
I thought this one was the
absolutely.
I
best.
took
the best.
my niece and my daughter the first time to see her. And during that time, like, I was not a Beyonce fan. I can't say like I'm a fan.
She
Like
didn't
she had
appreciate- she didn't
certain
appreciate.
songs that I liked or whatever, but I went for them to take them.
Yeah.
But this time I went for myself because this, like she said, this Renaissance album, I was kind of like at first, but then when she became obsessed with it, and then I started listening to it, I was like, oh my God, I love it.
Like,
And
couldn't put
Cuff
it down.
Cuff It and the dance came
Yeah.
out, and I
Oh,
was just
yeah.
like,
I love
oh my
the Cuff
God,
It.
like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
I
That's
didn't know
like my
Tony
favorite.
guy had written that.
Yes.
I had no idea. I
He
just saw that
did.
today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Robbie
didn't know
Hussein.
Robbie Hussein. He did a lot of. He was on there. Solange did
Yeah,
some things
I love
on there,
Solange.
and then this Nova Wave. Whoever these songwriters are,
They're
they're good.
I got to be honest. I love Solange.
I know.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? I
She's
told
so
somebody. Beyonce kind of took a little of what she was when she did Black Parade. You guys realize that's what
Yes.
Solange was on. Solange was more on the "Don't Touch My Hair,"
Yeah,
more
yes,
esoteric,
Yeah.
Afrocentric
Right.
more. And then Beyonce can and then you notice Solange stopped doing music.
Yeah, because she's doing.
She's a lot
other
of
stuff.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
right.
so creative, though,
She's
but-
very creative.
I
Yes.
love the concert. I just thought
I loved it too. Like I'm Renaissance, hands down, like the best.
she
album.
inspired me. Can I tell you something? It inspired me so much that the excellence and how, like I told somebody, she could easily, her husband is a billionaire. She's worth $600 million herself now. Mm-hmm. She could really just say, "I'm gonna stay home and be with my babies and eat pancakes all day and never do anything else in life."
The rest of her life,
right? She's good at that, but she could do that. But to be able to put your body through the rehearsals and the rigors of this, and singing and the lessons she probably has to take, and watching what she eats and goes to sleep, and just everything about the excellence and the execution of what we saw, I said, "Well, dang it! If this girl can keep doing it, and she's married to a billionaire, and she's almost a billionaire herself, well, then I got to keep going.
Right.
Whatever I'm doing, I gotta put my all into it."
Yeah.
We talked about that like on the way home because we were like, we're exhausted. Like I slept the whole day. I didn't do shit on Friday. I'm like, so she was up here performing. I was just sitting down and jumping and cheering on and dancing, and I was exhausted from that.
Yeah, I was trying to drive her home. I was driving home, and she looked over because I had a ponytail. She looked over. She woke up. She said, "What the hell happened to you? You transformed."
She had wrapped her ponytail.
I was driving
10 and 2. I'm like, oh my God.
I was trying to get us home.
I'm like, Lord, babies and fools, just please get us.
Because I couldn't. We were so tired. Oh my God.
We didn't get home till 2 in the morning.
Oh my
and
God.
so, like I said, I was out the whole next day. I just had to recuperate and rest.
The whole day though. Prior to like the pregame for Beyonce.
Oh yeah, you had to.
The music was on. My husband like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "Pre-gaming for Beyonce."
Isn't that great?
So
y'all?
we were exhausted from that, so I couldn't imagine performing, getting in a bus to go to another city to do, like,
you
girl,
gotta take care of your babies, like.
to Beyonce, baby. Yeah, she did that.
And I hope everybody can feel I wish they would pay attention to the inspiration of what she just showed us. Yes. I really do. So
it was magical.
And not only that, she
magical.
has like these kids like in her dance troops, and like how she picked, because her dances. I don't know if you watch Legendary on HBO, but Legendary on HBO is about like the gay community and how they do like all the house dances and stuff like that. She took those kids off of that show.
Oh,
so those were her dancers.
Oh, that was smart.
Yeah, those are her dancers. And actually, Kelly was one of the judges on this show.
Really? Oh, wow. I love
She took
Kelly.
those dancers off the show. And then how she did like those college kids when she did the homecoming. Like, so she's giving all these kids an experience, and she's like showing them, like she's schooling them.
That's what I said about what she's doing with little Blue Ivy.
Yes.
Everybody kept talking about her dancing. Everybody has talked about this little girl. Some people said it wasn't good online, but then when I looked at it, I said, y'all aren't realizing they gave her moves that were not overly sexualized. They weren't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grown.
And she's what, 10 or 11?
Right.
She's a kid. And she looked just like
in front of all of those people.
And commanded. Like, she got all of our attention.
Yes, she did a great job.
I've been
she did a great job.
Since I saw that concert. That's the only reason why I brought that up. Because I know y'all win.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just took over the interview, huh? Asking y'all questions. Y'all like, this ain't your podcast, Dede.
Go ahead. I love it.
Dede's dope podcast.
I love it.
So, okay, this segment of the show, we do What's Your Word? So if you had one word to describe you, how would you describe yourself?
Authentic.
Love it.
I love it. I see
I
that.
hope to be. I'm just me.
You know, you are. Like, I see that now.
I love that you are who you are. Like, you didn't come in with a crew.
No.
You are like Dede and I see why people in the community love you.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, because now you're just Dede.
Yeah, they want me to be more. People want me to be more, act a certain way. Like, you know, I had to hire my friend to help me out do some stuff because everything is getting so busy. And you know, even Keita, who I work with, she'll go, you should have your makeup done. Where are you going? You gotta get your makeup done. You gotta go do this. You need to wear it. Everybody is telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, it's just me. I'm just still me. I'm sorry. And I think that goes a long way. If I'm going to be walking around always done up, you'll be like, that ain't real. Let me tell you, it's so funny because I got the Real Housewives of Dallas interviewed me several times to try to be on their show, right? And one time, finally, I was so tired. I think I probably interviewed with him 3 or 4 times, right? And the 4th time, I kind of knew it wasn't going to happen. So I showed up on the Zoom call with them, no makeup on, because I also thought, this is real. Like, some of the stuff y'all showing with these housewives, ain't nobody walking around every day with no makeup
fake,
on.
right. It's so fake.
So I thought, well, maybe y'all need to keep it real on these. And I show up with no makeup. I think that interview lasted 3 minutes. They were like,
no, we ain't doing her.
It's too real.
Is Sherry your friend?
Yes. Yes, I love Sherry.
Listen, I know she was like, if this girl don't leave me alone. I was like, Sherry, just checking in to make sure you got it.
I love her. She's
so sweet.
She's so, like, I've got so many friends who have stepped up to help me because this is so new to me. Like, it really is. I didn't expect, you know how you want certain things, but you just don't know what comes with it. And I didn't know what came with what I wanted.
Well, I know she was like, this girl ain't gonna stop bugging me.
No, girl, she's so wonderful. She's so wonderful. She's been helping me out so much, and I'm so blessed. So,
yes.
Thank you, Sherry.
I know, right? Shout out to Sherry. Thank you.
Well, yeah, we appreciate you.
Yes.
I like. I love you now. Like I said,
Oh, now she say now.
She did Beyonce like that too. But it's okay. You hear me?
I have always loved you.
She did Beyonce
I love
like
the
that.
voice first, but now that I've met the person, I mean, you're amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like
You're
I love
kind.
you. Like, and thank you so much for coming on here and letting us
reaching out to her
interview
in
you.
happy hour because while I was at work.
Look, and let me just say, like, okay, so the business happy hour that you did, when you first posted or I first saw it, I sent it to her. I was like, why is Dede in our head?
Right.
I'm like,
Because y'all were going to do one?
We were going to do one. That was
Well, guess
our
what?
idea. But look, listen. You snooze, you lose, and if you don't move, fast enough. But yes, in the spring,
It's coming.
in the
Well,
spring.
no. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Either we're going to collaborate. Either we do one together.
Okay.
Right? We all do one together. Or when I do it, you guys do a podcast live while we're there.
Okay.
And that way you get to put some of the people right then in that moment on the spotlight, in your spotlight.
Okay.
Something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
Or interviewing with the
Y'all heard it here first.
We got to collaborate somehow.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Absolutely.
Everybody got to understand that's how we can move forward. We collaborate together. So that'd be great if we could do it together.
Absolutely.
I already said if I don't do it, maybe here I'll give you this, and I don't know if I'll have time. A holiday mixer. Let's do something for the holidays.
Absolutely.
We just talked about that.
We did.
She was like, I want to do something for the holidays. I'm like, okay.
I did. We
Holiday
just said
mixer.
that. Get out of our head, Dede.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you. You want to? People know how to reach you. So it's fine.
You reach me on social media, Dede in the morning, and listen to me all over the country.
All right. We love you so much. Thank you again for coming here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And as always,
We got shit to do.
Can't see that you like anything. She wanna cool the ones hot, but they both the same. They go everywhere together, they won't separate. You just like icing on the cake, we let it marinate. See bright lights make it come alive. Yeah, I wanna be close so I can catch the vibe. Yeah, I wanna be close so I can catch the vibe.